Hello guys, what is going on? I am that dude named Chris, and today I've got my very first episode of Storytime, if you want to call it an episode, with some TF2 gameplay in the background. But before I start this video off, I just want to say that there was like kind of a problem when I recorded with Fraps, so I didn't exactly record the game sound, I only recorded the mic sound. So there's going to be some nice music playing for you ladies and gents in the place of the gameplay sound, so here it is, my story time. There hasn't really been a lot happening in Team Fortress 2 lately, so I figured I'd make a story time video instead for you guys. It'll probably be like 3 stories I want to tell. Something like 2 about my life in high school and how I embarrassed myself pretty badly. And the last one does not involve me, but involves my brother, but it's a good one nonetheless. So the first one starts off in my freshman year of high school. If you don't know, I'm a junior, but this one takes place in my freshman year. And before I tell you this one, you should know one thing. I was like the biggest nerd, like the biggest loser my freshman year. I had like the worst haircut coming into high school, like a really ugly Bieber bowl. On top of that, I was like a lot shorter, 5 something, like 5'5", 5'6", and I was chubby. So just have that image in your head when I tell you the story. Alright, so you got that image? Okay, good. So one day after school, I was walking home in my mom's car to get taken home. Yeah, I didn't take the bus home, my parents drove me home, so I was walking on like the main sidewalk in front of the school. So I was walking and like these 3 fairly popular and not bad looking girls, they all waved at me. And at the same time, they were all like, "Hey Chris." So I was like, okay, that's cool, they're waving at me. My first thought was, is this some sort of cruel prank they're like trying to pull on me? And as bad as that sounds, that was no joke my first thought when they said that. But I sort of tried to play it off. I was like, I waved back, I was like, "Hey guys, how's it going?" And they didn't wave back. They didn't answer me. So I was like, really awkward, even more awkward than it was at the beginning. I was looking around to see like what just happened, why that happened, and as it turns out, a really popular kid in school, whose name also happened to be Chris, was walking right behind me. So they weren't waving at me, they were waving at him, and I just sort of put my head down and kept walking. So there's that one, short but sweet and not bad. So. And the other one that I want to tell happened to me my junior year, and it happened fairly recently, like just a few weeks ago. And I've gotten taller, gotten less chubby, and gotten rid of that awful haircut. So I'm like moving up in the high school chain of things, so you guys know. So it's in my technology class. Like we have a class for like computer repair and like computer maintenance and stuff like that. And we're reviewing for a test. Our teacher, he'll like put us all in like a circle sort of thing and go around the room and ask us each a question as he goes around. And like it's not like dead silence while someone else answers. Like there's a little bit of conversation going on. So he asked a question to this one girl, and the review question it's something to the extent of, how do you connect to Wi-Fi on a smartphone, or like how do you start a new Wi-Fi connection, or something like that. And no, one of the choices was like open settings. There was another one that said open your browser. And the obvious answer was open your settings, but like answer choice A was turn on airplane mode. So I just sort of shouted out like, "Oh, I think you gotta turn on airplane mode to connect to Wi-Fi." And I said it really sarcastically, or I thought I did. And the girl, she's like, well, I guess I'll go with A then. And I was like just dead silence in the classroom after she said that. So he's like, "Alright, check the answer." He checked the answer, the teacher checked the answer, and it obviously was not turn on airplane mode. And so she got it wrong. I feel like it was my fault, but I just thought it was like common knowledge that everyone knew that airplane mode doesn't turn on Wi-Fi. So I guess she didn't know that, and I just felt like the biggest douchebag. Like, no joke, guys, it was pretty awful. The last story I got for you guys is from the point of view of my older brother. If you don't know, which I don't know how you would know, but if you don't know, my older brother is a cop. He's a police officer, works for the police department in my home city, and to avoid giving away location services because of some freaky stalker on the internet, I'm just gonna say the town I live in, the city I live in, it's a ghetto town. It's pretty bad in some parts. Some of it's good, some of it's bad. So he's a cop, and he's training one of the newer cops. I forget his name. For all intents and purposes, I'll just say the newer cop's name is Frank. So my older brother and the new cop he's training named Frank, they're stopping to get somewhere to eat. I think it was like Starbucks or something. Like it was something quick. Anyway, not important. So they're getting out of their police car. They're walking into Starbucks or whatever, and he lying down the. No. So they're getting out of the car. They're walking into Starbucks, and they turn around because they hear a noise. And driving down the road is a car that is completely engulfed in flames. Like, we're not talking about like just coming out of the exhaust pipe, or like just like a loose tire, or like scraping along the ground like from a tire, or like even like a little bit of flame shooting out of the hood like in some of those racing games. No, the entire car is on fire. It's just driving down the road like the driver is still in there. He's just driving perfectly normally. Like, he's not giving a crap. He's like, yeah, my car's on fire. I'm not going to do nothing bad. There's nothing wrong. What are you talking about? He's just driving down the road. He was like, and Frank, he said to my brother, he's like, holy smokes, did you see that, man? And my older brother, his name is Doug. I don't know why I didn't say that earlier. My older brother, he's like, he's just like poker face. Like, doesn't really care. He's like, anywhere else except this city, and I would be surprised. But because we're where we are, that does not surprise me at all. And like, the car keeps driving, not giving two cares, not giving two F's about nothing. The car is completely on fire, just driving down the road, just driving down the road completely on fire, and they just ignore it. They really just ignore it. Anywhere else I would have surprised them, but because of where we live, it didn't. So that's all I got for you guys today. Just a little bit of video, because there hasn't been a lot happening in Team Fortress 2 lately, but hope you guys enjoyed my stories, and see you all in a future video. Bye bye.